Hey, this is Chuck Harris with Cross Trails Cowboy Ministries. Well, Rancher Bill, his wife had finally convinced him to sell the ranch and retire and move to town. So that's what they did. They bought a little place in this gated community just on the outskirts of town called Catholic Hills. Now, Rancher Bill, he liked to grill out every Friday night. Man, he had a ritual. He'd go out and throw a big old steak on the grill, and that was all good and fine until Lent come around, and boy, the neighbors could smell that steak cooking every Friday night. Well, it got so bad that they finally went to the priest, and they told the priest with their concerns, and he said, you know what, I got an idea. Maybe we'll try to convert old Bill. So the priest went to his house, and Bill said, you know what, he said, I think I will. I think I could convert. So he went through all the classes and all the hoops and jumped through every hoop that he was supposed to jump through. And the day came when he was supposed to be converted, and the priest, he had the holy water, and he sprinkled it on his head, and he said, you were born a Baptist, you were raised a Baptist, and now you're a Catholic. Well, the whole neighborhood was relieved. They finally converted old Bill, and their problems would be over. That is until next Friday. And Bill set up his barbecue and threw on that steak. Well, it didn't take very long for the neighbors to figure out what was going on. They called the priest, and the priest stormed into the backyard getting ready to give Bill the old what for, and they seen him standing over his steak with a bottle of holy water, and he said, you was born a cow, you were raised to be beef, now you're catfish. Some people might say Bill was a smart man. Some might even say he was a wise man. This time of year when we think of wise men, we think of the Christmas story. Right? They were men of faith that came from the east. Herod had asked them to go and find Jesus and report back to him. Well, in Matthew 2, verse 11, here's what they did. It says, on coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their country by another route. They were changed because they were in the presence of God. They were supposed to go back to Herod and report to Herod what they found, but they knew that they shouldn't. They had been warned that they shouldn't. They had been changed because they were in the presence of Jesus. I don't know if you can change a steak into catfish, but I know you can change a non-believer to a believer if you can only get them in the presence of Jesus. There's no better time than this season to get to church. Get to church, especially for Christmas Eve service, whether it's down the road or here. We'll have a service at 4 p.m. on Saturday. Will be our Christmas Eve service. We'd like to invite everybody out. That's all I got. Sermon in a minute.